There. Hello, baby.
I love to go.
Hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
Where's hello, baby?
Hello, baby is here.
Yeah.
Yes, baby.
I've named it.
Kuna manzi wengi asishangae tena nikamwambia hata siku akirudi kila mtu ajue mimi niko naye.
Mtoto mzuri niko naye nampenda leo kesho na baadaye nimwambie nini mpaka afurahi kuwa niko naye. Mambo zuri hipsi don't lie nipende nikupende mpaka washangae japo niko ndani nitakuja baadaye nipe nifurahi. Natamani urudi tuje kuishi wote Dar es Salaam na hisi kuchanganyikiwa kwa huyo binti wa Nairobi nachohitaji kuishi naye.
Jana mzuri niko naye nampenda leo kesho na baadaye hata waseme nitadumu naye ufanya nifurahi. Ana tabia nzuri he don't lie kwa penzi lake mpaka nazirai kabla hajafika mimi nishawahi kweli najidai.
Sitakubali, no, no, no. Basi come now, sikuje nao wasikurubuni hao washika nao ukanidharau ukanisahau sitakubali, no, no, no.
I am a huge fan, and she is here, Avril, who is doing so amazing. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's so great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Is it a little too late to keep saying Happy New Year? I think it's still January.
It's
we
still
can.
January,
Yeah, Happy New Year.
So long as we haven't seen each other this year.
Exactly.
It's okay.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you as well.
Congratulations on Hello Bebe.
Thank you.
And of course, Ngomma, which we're going to take a listen to and a look at in just a bit. You're doing big things.
I am trying as hard as possible to do big things
All
because
right.
the industry has really opened up. Remember the last time that we were talking, we were saying it's like guys are being a bit pensive, people are a bit scared about what the music industry holds. But right now there's so much confidence in the music industry in terms of the artists themselves, the fans themselves. Everyone is stepping up, which is awesome.
It is really great. Reinvention of a star is your topic today. And I really, really like the fact that you always refuse to plateau and you keep reinventing yourself and you keep reinventing yourself. But it's very difficult to do in an industry, as you're saying, is growing right along with you. But you have a multifaceted type of talent, you know, you write, you sing, you sort of produce as well, because I know that you work very hard behind the scenes in your own videos, and you act. Yes. So tell us a little bit about how that has been for you in 2014 and looking forward for this year. Where do you see yourself going?
Wow. It's interesting that you say I keep on reinventing myself, because I don't even notice it sometimes. Yes, I'll have a strategy and go like, you know what, it'd be interesting to do something this year, from this month to this month, then this month to this month, then this month to this month.
Okay.
So just like a company that you would want to do business and, you know, create products every other time. It's the same strategy that we use, or rather I use as a musician, because at the end of the day, I look at brand Avril as a company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold that thought for 1 second.
Yes.
All right, we're going to try and, of course, take a listen to your song, Nikimwana.
Okay.
All right, so here it is. Beautiful, beautiful Avril. And 2 tracks, eh? Some of you still 2015 netting. Take a look at this beautiful song. Wonderful. Oh, you look so beautiful there.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So you know what I love is the fact that you've produced these 2 songs, released them at the same time. Wonderful. 2 very distinct sounds.
Yeah.
But you were talking about something before I interrupted you, of course. We had a small technical hitch. Sorry about that.
No problem.
You're talking about your brand, darling. Go ahead.
Yeah, when we were talking about reinventing brands, I always treat my brand as a company. Brand Avril is a company, and at the end of the day, what a company like Safaricom would do to push a brand or to create a product, I apply the same kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, I always say this, and it's always a point of reference. If Avril was to be put on a shelf at Nakumatt, would someone buy it? That is the way I think. That's my thinking. So I look at my imaging. I look at the music that I am going to basically release. I look at the markets that I am in and the markets that I'd love to venture into. So for me, it's always an year, or rather a year, and then get timelines. So from my January to April, I already have stuff that I want to do in that quarter, then the next quarter, the next quarter, the next quarter. I feel it's always easier to work with a timeline because you kind of gauge yourself,
Yeah.
and you give yourself goals, and for
And
me,
your time management is a lot easier, yeah.
That's how I work.
It's wonderful, and to have that sort of bigger picture for your career is also something
Exactly.
amazing. One thing that I can certainly say is that, and this is very rare for very many people, when you look at international stars, the Beyoncés of the world, you know, and most of them are very multifaceted, you know, and talented.
Yes.
And they can act, they can sing, they can songwrite, and they can do a lot, but distinctly, you have to have one thing that you are, you know, a complete jack at, you know. You can be a Jill of many trades, but a jack of none, you know. So talk to me about that, because you do a lot, and you're also talented in acting. Where do you feel yourself drawn to in terms of your heart, where everything lies?
When I was about 19, 20 years old, and this is something I was actually having a chat with a young man who actually is under, he handles some of my social media. His name is Kevin.
Yeah.
Hope he's watching. So Kevin came to me and he had a problem. He was saying he wants to do so much and he is feeling overwhelmed. And I told him something that my dad told me when I was about 19, 20. You can have so many dreams and want to accomplish so much, but you need to look at one thing and master it first.
Yeah.
So for me, I started with music. Music is something that I love. When I'm at the studio booth, I feel so much at peace. It's something that comes to me very easily when it comes to music. If someone writes for me a song, I can always interpret it in an Avril kind of way. I feel so relaxed when I'm doing my music. Then acting came along, and I felt like, you know what, this could be something interesting to do. And the reason why I would love to do it is just because you know, that those things that you would love not to regret when you're older. Like, I had an opportunity to do this, but I did not do this.
You'd rather try and fail rather than not try at
exactly.
all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I always go back to music because at the end of the day, people took a chance on me when it comes to acting because of my music.
Right.
So music is always that point that I always go back to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your new songs, Hello Baby and Ngomma, which we've just listened to. Tell us a little bit about how this sound is different. You are working on your album, which means obviously we'll hear a lot more beautiful, beautiful music. Tell us a little bit about how this music is different and what this album means to you, just from your own life experience in the past 1 year.
My sound hasn't changed so much because when I was with Ngomma, they did their research and they found that I'm best placed at a certain type of music. But for me, from after when my contract expired, which was about 2 years ago, I decided, you know what, I am going to, actually not 2 years, about a year and a few months. I decided, you know what, it would be so much more fun to just experiment and see what I can be able to do. Because the reason why so many countries in Africa are winning or getting past East African music is because they're willing to experiment with different sounds, you know. They take an old Nigerian East African song and they fuse that and they see what can we do. They take a chakacha beat and they twist it and do something with it. You know, it's so much fun. At the end of the day, you give people something that is like a fresh of breath air. I remember someone telling me, you can have so much wine and, you know, smell all this stuff and then you have a breath of coffee and then you can go back to testing more.
Right.
So for me, I felt like that's what I needed to do in my career. I get a lot of criticism about so many things that I do, but at the end of the day, I know my objective and I know where I'm going. So for me, it's been quite interesting and I love it.
Wonderful. Now, talking about that, you have a huge fan base, and you've put yourself very strategically in a place on social media that is good. And it's also bad, right? It comes with both, doesn't it, sometimes?
It does,
you have to take the good with the bad.
True.
Tell me a little bit about your social media strategy, and then we'll talk about the cyber bullies. Tunaona, we know you.
My social media strategy is just to be on every platform. If there's Instagram, you find Avril on Instagram. If there's Twitter, you find Avril on Twitter. If there's Facebook, you find Avril on Facebook.
Yeah.
If there's Tumblr, you find Avril on Tumblr. If there's Pinterest, you find Avril on Pinterest. So for me, it's more of just being everywhere because that's what international artists do. So why not place ourselves in the same kind of league? Even if I'll have 2 followers on Being Interested, does not matter. As long
You're
as you
on.
Google me and you'll find me there, it's okay. So for me, it's just about getting people to know, because many times you'll find that we have, and unfortunately, we have a very biased society. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they don't even want to know anything about you. But there are those few people who want to know what is going on in your life, what is happening, and you're in the limelight. As long as you are someone who's kind of like a public figure of sorts, people will want to know what is happening, and relevance is very important in this industry. So for me, I take social media as a point of relevance. So if there's something going on in my life and I feel like it's related to my career, then I throw it in there. So people get to know what's happening. Even if it won't be written on a local daily, people will still know about it.
Exactly.
So for us, we've been given an opportunity to become our own journalists, our own reporters, our own PR
Tell your
people,
own story.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell your own story and tell it well.
Okay. Now, of course, in talking about that, one thing I can certainly say before we talk to Nicholas is there are cyberbullies out there. I've experienced it, and it's one of those things that actually makes me more curious than anything. You know, I'm like, who is this person who can wake up and be so mean and attack a complete stranger just because they feel they can? You recently posted a photo that got a lot of feedback. Tell us a little bit about that story before we speak to Nick.
Yeah, I have been battling acne for the past almost 10 years, since I was about, I was a teen. And I have had experiences where, you know, your self-esteem, your self-confidence really goes down because you have a zit in the morning and you're wondering, where did you come from, you know? So that experience got me, I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit teary.
It's okay, sweetheart. Let's do this. Let's talk to Nick. Yeah, let's hear.
No, let me finish.
You want to finish?
I can actually finish.
Go for it, my love.
So there's a young girl. She's about 16 years old, and she sent me a message on Facebook, and she was like, you know what? You always look so flawless. What do you do? This and that, this and that. And I need makeup so that I can cover up my flaws and all this. And I was like, sweetheart, if you only knew the stuff that I go through. So on Boxing Day, I decided, you know, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to post it.
Right.
So that you can see what I go through so that you can become a bit stronger. Yeah.
All right. and that was a very, Avril, you're beautiful, with or without makeup. And that picture was unbelievably beautiful. I remember seeing it and thinking, how strong and wonderful. And the amount of people and girls that you influenced and made feel so wonderful. You did a great thing.
Thank you.
And for anyone who came out there and sort of had a negative thing to say about it, that's their own stuff.
That's true.
But you're a wonderful woman, and you are really, really influencing many young girls. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Wonderful. I love you already, man. Girl. All right. So I think Nick is going to call back, but Sospita's on the line for you.
Awesome.
All right?
Okay.
Cool. We're going to get you a tissue real quick.
Yes, please.
Hi, Sospita. Hello, are you there?
Yes, hello.
All right. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you for calling. You want to say something to this beautiful girl?
Yes, I'm live from Roma. Yes, hello, Avril.
Hi, how are you?
It's me, Sospita, H-Town.
Ah, okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Uh-huh.
Hey, thank you so much. Big up, you are doing great things, eh?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm always a big fan of you, hope you know.
Yeah.
I can hear that, yes.
You remember, eh? I just wanted to say thank you, do great things. Tuko tu pamoja na wewe kabisa, yani tunashukuru the comeback and what you are doing, you see?
Thank you so much.
Asante, Sospita.
Just wanted to pick up you na pick up for the crew yote ya NTV. Sawa.
Asante.
Asante, tumeshukuru, Sospita. Thank you so much, huh?
Okay, have a good day.
Yes. Avril, I want you to know something. You know,
Yes.
in there are many people, and that's the thing about a rising star,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And this is what I always say, is God, you know, has major plans for you. Otherwise, the devil would not be on your back like this. For
True,
sure. Do you know what I
true,
mean?
true,
You are
true,
destined for greatness. And you can hear all your fans calling and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
Mama, you're going to be great. One thing I also love about what you're up to is that you have a very philanthropic spirit. And you always step out. A lot of people think that your life is very glamorous. and that you're always, at photo shoots and things like that.
Always in the club.
Exactly. No, but you have a passion for working with institutions and even with government that are very targeted towards helping out the youth and encouraging people in their talent. Tell me a little bit about this end of your life.
Yes, there are so many things that I love to put myself in, or rather place myself at. One of them is working with children. I love working with children.
Right.
There's actually a children's home in Nakuru that's run by a 24-year-old young man that I'm very connected to that particular children's home. It's called Heaven of Hope. And many a times you'll find people who want a public figure in their projects, who will just shed light into them. Stand Up with African Mothers from UNICEF is also a project that I'm very dedicated to. And the reason why I do this is because many a times you find people who want to just have such a small thing from you, and that's just your time.
Right.
And you gain so much more personal insight into something because of what people are going through.
Right.
It sheds more light to you than actually sheds light to them and to other people around you. So for me, I usually do that as a journey for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and if you start to look at your life, and sometimes we wake up in the morning and you're like, I can't, nah. And if you look at someone else's
and then you look at someone
world,
else's life, that's true.
and you try to put a perspective
That's
on it,
true.
the being grateful is something that I'm working on a lot this year. And being a lot more patient and
Exactly.
understanding of other people's battles,
That's true.
and you have to treat people with kindness. It's so important.
There's so many mean people in the world.
Yes.
So you have to show people that we still have love in this world.
Yeah.
And it might be very small, but it takes so much more to hate than to love.
It does. Absolutely, absolutely. And that, of course, is, why your songs, I think, touch so many people.
Yeah.
In looking at your album and in looking at sort of the videos and the experiment, this last song, my Oh Baby, coincidences happen. I don't believe in coincidences, let me say that.
Yeah.
But there are beautiful chances that always happen when you're doing something with your video. Tell us about that last one.
Hello Baby is a song that I did with the Tanzanian superstar called Omi Dimples. And we started this project 3 years ago. Can you imagine? So the first time we started this project, I was in Dar es Salaam, and there's a very good friend of mine called Salam.
Yeah.
He told me, you know what, there's an artist called Omi, he just released a song called Me and You with a lady called Vanessa MD, and I'd love for you to try and see if you can do something with it. With him. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. We went to the studio at a producer called Manwata, and we recorded the song and just shelved it. One of those songs that you're like, okay, let's just take this, let me see what we can be able to do with it. So later on I came, went to Ogopa, and I told my producers at the time, you know what, I feel like we need to do something with this song. So Ogopa put the Kenyan thing, Manota put his Tanzanian thing, and it became a song. So for me, that particular project was, again, like I told you, spontaneous things. Things that just happen in that space of time that you're not very sure what exactly is going on, but there's a guide that you do not know God has already put for you. So for me, that was Hello Baby, and we just put that aspect of him coming to Nairobi and me going to Dar es Salaam. Hence the reason why you'll hear in the verses, he comes to Nairobi.
Ah, yes.
And then there's that aspect of I want you to be in Dar es Salaam. So that's basically what the song
Look
is about.
at you, East African sail, just spreading your wings,
You
girl.
know,
I
got
do
to.
love that video. All right, there's a girl called Magdalene kutoka Pwani.
Ah, awesome.
Hi, good morning, Magdalene. Are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm there.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
I'm fine. How about you?
Great. Salimia huyu mrembo. Anaitwa Avril.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a question or comment?
A question
Go for it.
and also a comment.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm asking a question about Avril. How did you come to release the Ukiniona song? Because it's so beautiful and it's so wow.
I know. Don't you just love her? She's so beautiful and so wow.
Yeah. For me, Nikimona, has she finished?
She's right there. Yeah, go ahead.
Magdalene, hi.
Magdalene, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
Hi,
she's a
I-
bit starstruck.
Yeah, so Nikimona was basically a project that I did with an amazing producer and also an artist called Visita. It was a song I wrote a little while back, but I decided, you know what, I am going to do this song and give it a twist. So Nikimona was just one of those songs that I just talked about love and enjoyed myself on it.
All right, you have another question?
I have a comment for her.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm telling her that she's my role model. I like her music. And like all her music, I have them on my phone. So I just beat up her and tell her to continue with that work.
I know.
Wow.
Thank you,
Thank
Magdalene.
you so much, my dear.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, have a nice day.
And you too. You know, and that's the thing, your music is very catchy and people, I'm sure you hear it a lot on ringtones and things like that, right?
I know, eh?
All right, speaking about your music, yes, there is, you know, strings of love and romance sprinkled everywhere, which means that you must be happy.
I am.
Tell me a little bit, listen, all people out there, all the fans of Avril, it is official, it is about to be Angusha right here.
Yes, I met this amazing. Last time we spoke, by the way, we were talking about, man, can these people
remember.
please understand that we need.
I remember.
There was someone who was listening out there, and he decided to come to Kenya, and yeah, and we just started having this thing.
You're in love.
And one thing led to the other.
Yeah, and you look it.
And then he popped the question. So I was like, yeah, why not?
That's
Let's
amazing.
do this.
Avril is getting married, everybody. The ring is right there. It's
Right over here.
beautiful.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. You know I'm a fan of yours because I know everything that happens in your life, right?
I follow you on Instagram. And
Yes. Annie,
likewise.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It is amazing.
Thank you.
And it is kind of obvious in looking at everything that has happened to you in the last couple of months, I would say, that you do have an amazing support system around you, that this man is good for you, that your projects are working for you. Where do you kind of like, you know, stop and sort of take stock? Because we don't do all of these things ourselves, do we? And what do you like ask for moving forward and looking for this year and looking for the years to come? What do you want for yourself, honey?
First, I'm blessed to have an amazing support system in terms of my management, Kaka Empire, an amazing group of people who are just there. You know, this needs to happen. You have someone, management basically is very important for every single artist's career. And I always say this, you can't do everything by yourself. You get overwhelmed. So for me, having a management system that works is fantastic. And it's not just about the business. I also have an amazing support system in terms of my family.
Right.
My mom, my brother, the people who I can always fall back on and go like, Mom, this is happening, you know? So having that, I feel like is something that has really helped me through the years.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the man in my life, you know, I can go back home and just leave Avril outside the door and walk in and become Nyambura, and that really helps me.
I love you. You're great. Yeah, it's wonderful. All right. So we are getting some feedback on our Twitter handle.
Awesome.
Andrew Rotich saying you always rock, keep it up. It feels great for your fans to step out like this for you, doesn't it?
It feels amazing.
Remember that. Remember that you are truly loved, and we appreciate you. You're one of the very, very young Kenyans who's putting this country on a global map and doing such great things.
I feel humbled to be put on that.
Great. And I love that you cry easy. Me, I cry whenever I feel like, because we laugh and we cry. Life is
I don't know
wonderful.
why I'm so emotional this
It's
morning.
fine,
My
honey.
God.
Do you want hugs? Come.
Oh man.
Oh,
That kind of morning.
No, it is that kind of morning. Sheila and I cry here all the time, and it's all
Seriously?
right. All the time.
Awesome.
You should see it. All right, so we're gonna take a break on camera 2 there. Tell them bye.
Bye, see
All
ya.
right. Check her out on her social media. She's everywhere. All right. You can follow her and love her. All right. Bye,
Exactly.
everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you too.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay.